Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this series, I have a book that goes along with it. There's a link to that below. Thanks. All right, in this video, we're going to look at the fill in a method in pandas. And fill in a allows you to replace null values in your data frame. And it can be applied to the whole data frame, or it can be applied to a specific column. In this video, we'll apply it to the whole data frame because we only have one column in our data frame with null values, as we'll see. So let's start with our first cell here. So we're importing pandas as PD. Then we're using the read CSV function to bring in the Apple data set, and we're putting it into a data frame called df, and then we'll print it to look at it. All right, so here's our data frame. We can see that the only null values are in the 5-day high column right here. So we have 4 of them. And so using fill in a, we can choose what values we want to replace these null values with. So let's look at fill in a. Here it is. So we're referencing the df variable, and then we're appending fill in a, and then we have a 0 inside of fill in a's parentheses. So with this, we're telling Python that we want zeros to replace the NA values here. And you could put whatever you wanted inside of the parentheses. You could put a string, you could put a number. Let's go ahead and see how it works with 0. All right, so here's the result. We can see that those null rows are now zeros. Okay, so you can choose the value, or you can also choose a method to replace the null values. And that's what this code is looking at down here. So you have 2 options. You can do forward fill or backward fill, and you need to use the method parameter. And you don't write forward fill, you write f fill, and you don't write backward fill, you write b fill. And so the way forward fill works is it takes the first non-null value preceding a null value and fills in the null values with that value. That might be a little confusing. Let me explain it in a different way. So if we had a 200 right here and then applied forward fill, all of these would be filled with 200 because it's the first preceding non-null value. Bfill or backward fill does the opposite. So it takes the first non-null value after a null value and uses that to replace the null values. So in this case, this row right here, 202.52, is the first non-null value after the null values. And so this value will be used to fill in the null values. And that's what we have right here. So df.fillna, and then method, so this is a parameter, equals bfill, and be sure you have quotations. So let's run this. And here we go. All the null values have been replaced with the 202.52 value. And we can ignore this. This is just a warning that this method might be deprecated in the future, but it still works. If you find that it doesn't, you can apply bfill directly to the data frame variable name. All right, and that's how fill in a works.